Hey everyone, welcome to another live stream. My name is Toby.
My name is Heidi.
And we have a good one here. All right. Guys.
Welcome to Live Crypto Tips, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Every Monday, noon Eastern time, we're here going live for you to enjoy.
Archer Bullseye, thank you. You're the man.
Yeah.
Dave D, what's up?
You gotta
Nick.
speak in there.
Nick, sorry. So Nick says, what up, guys? When are you coming to Mexico? Actually, that's a good question. We are going to be in Mexico in
September this year.
End of September. Or Heidi might be speaking at the Nomad Capitalist.
I don't know about if we're speaking or not.
Or we are going there.
Yeah, anyway, yeah, we'll be there. We'll be at the Nomad Capitalist event in Mexico City.
Yeah.
So
That is one of our passions, is to help people get second citizenships and live tax-free lives.
That's not something I honestly ever thought I'd be well-versed in, but the past 5 years now, a lot of research in that regard. So
yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Being a tax expert and how to get around it all, that's a lot of fun. And it's definitely worth it. All right.
Kicking this off right off the bat, what we're going to talk about is what's happening in Singapore, Spain, and also Australia a little bit. Their take on what should be appropriate for those who are advertising cryptocurrencies. In Singapore, it's much more focused on companies or exchanges that are facilitating the purchase of cryptocurrencies, or if you're a cryptocurrency project yourself, you can't advertise on using third parties, basically. So you have to advertise on your own website, on your own social medias, not using cryptocurrency influencers on YouTube. So that's cool. Singapore is kind of trying to turn it into a shill-free zone. We'll see how well that works out. And similarly, Spain is more so focused on cryptocurrency influencers themselves, specifically those that have over 100,000 subscribers. Which we do fall into that category. I'm not sure if it's crypto influencers that are based in Spain or that are targeting Spanish audiences, or if it's just everyone, because crypto is global and so is the internet and YouTube. Who knows?
Yeah.
But anyway, they're now dictating that. Let's see what exactly. It says, as such, individuals and outlets that advertise such services will have to include the following message at each post. Investments in crypto assets are not regulated. They may not be appropriate for retail investors, and the full amount invested may be lost. Similarly, Australia is coming around, basically warning people not to put their retirement funds in Bitcoin. It's really interesting. It's also with Singapore, their sentiments were this: the trading of cryptocurrencies is highly risky and not suitable for the general public. It's okay for the big institutions to get in because of the regulators, but it's not okay for you, the little guy, the one who needs the profits the most, the one who would most benefit from this disruptive technology and help build it and, change your life with the potential profits you can make from it. It's not for you.
I think one of the dangers is for governments is that this is the most pure form of property rights that has ever existed in the history of the world. You can literally hold your... Thank you. You can literally hold your private keys, your wealth, in your own hands, and it can't be inflated away. There's not some third-party central banker that's controlling that. And it's also, you can send it at lightning speed around the world, the speed of light, and to anybody in the world. They don't need to have any credit check or a bank account. I can send it to anybody, which is so freeing, knowing that I have essentially something that's better than a Swiss bank account in the back of my pocket. And governments are going to hate that. Oh my gosh, they're going to hate that so much.
They're not going to want their citizens to know anything about that.
Absolutely not.
It's the boogeyman. Yeah. Again, it's dangerous. You might lose everything. You also might change your life.
Catalan
Oanka, thank you so much for the super tip. He says, you guys are amazing. What is your profit taking strategy for the Polkadot crowd loans? Are you selling the first tokens that are unlocked or what? We actually haven't participated in any of the crowd loans yet. Personally, I'm waiting to see how they pan out, and then we'll be dipping our feet in. We've definitely been much more into other
really
things with
low
DeFi
cap
and
stocks
more
coins.
Yeah. Even though the Polkadot crowd loans are definitely playing into that sector a little bit, obviously, like, new exposure on Polkadot, but we will be letting our CT Club members know, and probably we'll do more videos to the public on YouTube when we are doing more of those crowd loans, but not yet.
Well, congrats on our CT Club. We got into Depot really early, so that's one of them that we're into, and DEPO, and it's done really good. Pretty surprised. It's crazy to watch volume go from like almost nothing to millions and millions. It's awesome to see that stuff, and especially when you're picking a gem that hardly anybody's talking about. So yeah, it's great. What's up, Sergio? What's up, HR777? What's up, guys? Yeah, W. What's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Roger, Dale.
I think
Dragon Ball. Woo.
Was it
Foxcoit.
Mike
Tony
DC
Leo.
from Chicago? Shout out. Yeah, Michael DC. Hey, and also, where is it here? The Silver State. Larry Vaughn. Which one is the Silver State?
Oh, geez, I don't know.
Somewhere in the West. I'm not sure. I think when I was a kid, I used to know all the states' little monikers. There's like 3 of them that were the Sunshine State. I think it was like Colorado, Florida, and California are all the Sunshine State.
Josh Ashkinson made it. What's
hey,
up, buddy?
Josh. Yeah, cool.
All right, so we are going to be talking about some Cardano, and it's really interesting. But later. But first, I want to talk about kind of what I discussed with Crypto Jeb. He was a really cool guy.
Yeah.
I've also been speaking with a lot of my OG friends, like people that have been in this space for a very long time. I would consider them definite veterans that have been in. I consider a veteran somebody that's been in a full cycle at least 3 times or more. So and a lot of guys that I've been talking to, I was pretty firm on a 4-year cycle. Mm-hmm. But I'm always open-minded. I want to see what other people have to say. I want to see what they have to show as well. I want proof as well. And so, it's something really interesting that Jeb said. He's like, back in 2021, that onboarded 70% or 71% of users for crypto users in the United States. And that's crazy. 71% all in 1 year. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine what's going to happen when we do hit all-time highs again? And people and big like hedge funds and money market managers, and they say, hey, yeah, we're going to invest a certain portion of our wealth in crypto, or our portfolio in crypto. That's going to make a lot of people very comfortable with holding crypto. And that is one of the key things, I think, that it's going to onboard a lot more retail, more than you've ever seen before. Plus, retail's getting slammed right now. First off, last year, lumber was up 126%. Steel was up 165%. And the CPI, or I call it the CPI, which is a basket of goods that doesn't include food or energy, which the U.S. government comes out with every day and saying, oh, this is what the rate of inflation is. It's at 7%. I mean, but it doesn't include food and energy. So what world do they live in that doesn't include that?
That doesn't include the cost of living.
Exactly. Like, unless you want to live in your mother's basement and you want to watch Netflix and you want to eat pizza all day.
And then your mother has to deal with it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Cost of everything.
So it's really interesting, like, to see monetary inflation, which is true inflation. That's what you need to look at. And the Federal Reserve, they printed 40% of all currency that had ever existed in the past like 10 months now. I think it's actually a little more now because I think they're passing bills and laws and stuff. So you have to understand that the reason why they print so much currency, I have to be careful. Money and currency, they're completely different things, okay? Money actually holds its value over a long period of time. Currency loses its value over a long period of time. Just look at the US dollar since 1971. It's dropped about, I think 80 to 90% of its value and continues to rapidly inflate. Okay. So, that's really something to keep an eye on. And that's why I'm so incredibly bullish on Bitcoin because, they can't inflate Bitcoin away. They can't just simply print it. They can't go to their money printer. It's not just a couple of people in business suits that are just deciding the interest rate or the inflation rate of Bitcoin. It doesn't work like that. Bitcoin goes off a network effect, and that's why it's gone from under $1 to $69,000 to where we're at now, and it's going to be much higher. So we've got a long way to go. Anyways, that was my spiel.
Well, yeah, no, the culmination of that fact and the fact that those who are working construction or, are face to face with that type of inflation in price with the weakening purchasing power of the dollar, matched with the growing narrative of Bitcoin being a hedge against inflation, that's a huge fundamental supporting a bigger shift in Bitcoin. And I think it is supporting the super cycle possibility for Bitcoin as well.
Yeah. I mean, with all the retail with all the institutional investors, which we did not have back in 2017 till 2018, we didn't have that. And we have billionaires now telling their friends, bought Bitcoin. What are they going to do? They're not going to want to miss out. If you think billionaires don't FOMO, you got another thing coming.
Even if they FOMO a little bit, it's
decent. They're going to FOMO a lot more than you guys, right?
Yeah.
Well, some of you. But yeah, what could make this bull run different.
Yeah.
We could have hit a mini bear market back when it dropped 56%.
Yeah,
that could have been a mini bear market, and that brought us back to 69. 1,000, and then it dropped down to here, which we're down 42% or whatever. We're not even down 56%. Maybe the average, like now, it will be 50% drawdowns. You never know, because back in 2017, 2018, the average drawdown was like in the mid 30% to, I think one or two times it was 40%. And then it shot back up, and that did it like 6 or 7 times. So who knows? This could keep going. Maybe 85% drawdowns. Maybe that's not going to happen. I don't know.
Maybe
who knows?
That was just a badge of honor that we had the honor of going through as earlier adopters, is that you had to go through those super volatile times
with nobody holding our hand.
Maybe Willy Woo's right. Maybe, this is the beginning of Bitcoin cycles becoming less volatile.
Yeah.
40% drops is still considered highly volatile for
Even
anyone
56?
in the traditional financial system. Yeah. But so for our perspective, if this is the bear market, how easy is it to invest in Bitcoin now or cryptocurrencies? Not to instill too much FOMO, because who knows? Maybe we're still on course for 80% pullback at some point. Who knows? But if, time will tell. And so be on your toes as always. But
and really, I'll end it with this. The reason why I can change my mind in this space, and I've learned that if you have a flexible mindset, that'll take you much further than having a stern mindset and not, being open to other ideas. There are some things that I'm very firm on in life, and there are some things that I am willing to listen and learn. I am not I'm not the smartest person in the world on this space, but from what I've done, it's brought me a long way because I've listened to people, So anyways.
But you've always been a super curious person and open to learn and always asking questions. So I think that's good for anyone. We have a question here from Ipsica Vig. Is it a good time to stake Luna Ethereum, as there is no longer the fifth leg of the bull run in the near future? Please let me know your opinion. So if there's going on with this whole thing, if the 4-year cycle is dead, or if it's changing and there's not going to be this parabolic move up or parabolic move down, staking Luna Ethereum, each of these have a pretty long unstaking period. Ethereum obviously being the longest of those 3.
Year and a half?
No, I think I don't know.
2 years? I don't know.
No, this is not researched, but I think I read something like 6 years.
No, it's not going to be 6 years.
I think that was a fun article about it, but who knows? But anyway, here's the thing. If you have done your research on any of those 3 coins and you are solid on those and you're okay with holding them through whatever potentially could come, then yeah, stake it, because they all, like we said, have long unstaking periods. So it's up to you as an investor to understand what you're comfortable with, what you're potentially going to miss out on, and with DOT, I know it takes quite a bit to receive rewards from those. With Luna, it's much cheaper. With Ethereum, also, if you go with Lido, there's no minimum. So maybe just stake a portion of them and get a passive income from that. Maybe don't go all in. There's different ways you can hedge against these.
Well, it's like our Ethereum. I mean, I think we've invested or staked more than half our Ethereum. So yeah, I think it's very important to. I personally believe there's a lot of people that say Ethereum's going to go to the dumpster. I'm not in one of those boats, because I've been hearing this since it was $1 and now it's at, over $3,000. So yeah, like I believe in Ethereum. I look at the total value locked. It's what, $165 billion.
Yeah.
Like that's not going anywhere. Like even I think there's 17 million Ethereum on exchanges there's 14 million coins on exchanges, down from 17 million just at the beginning of 2021. So like if you look at Glassnodes, which is a good like on-chain analytics, you can see the diminishing supply of Ethereum, especially now that it's getting burned away.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, boy, I'm bullish as heck on that stuff. That's I don't care about putting away for a year and a half. I don't care about missing the top or riding to the bottom. I just don't care. Yeah. Like I know where this is heading long term, in my opinion. Yeah. So anyways.
Robert Bianchi, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, when is your Netflix special happening?
Well, the movie that I'm going to be in, it's for big wave surfing. It'll be the second movie I've been on Netflix.
Featuring crypto tips.
I think it's called Ignition. The premiere was in Paris, and it should be. It's going around the world right now. So once it's done premiering around the world, then it will show on Netflix. And the cool thing is they have crypto tips in the movie. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, when were we filming that? That's when Bitcoin was like, before it ever hit 50,000. It was like 30,000, I think.
No, it was at
20. When did we film it? It was so long ago, I feel like.
It was really low. I mean, it was really, really low. Yeah. So
hopefully the timing of it is good.
Yeah.
Who knows? Also, he's saying on the 4-year cycle, you should consider that most miners don't sell their coins in the cycle. Mm-hmm. What will dividing the number by 2 matter to that?
Okay, so the number...
like the halving event.
Yeah, so the halving event, I do still think it's going to make a difference, because you're decreasing the emission rate pretty much, right? By half, again. And then you're going to have, for instance, you had 70% of all onboarding happening in 2021. Guys, like, we're going to have 80%, 90% coming up soon this year probably. And so if you have the emission and you have you're onboarding another 80% or whatever, I mean, that's going to definitely skyrocket the price, because you're taking supply off the market constantly. So like I think it's very bullish. I'm always looking at the halving. And I do think I am very bullish on the halving. Yeah. So
Still.
Yeah, very, very much.
Leela, she says, I think a lot of those alts will lose those 85% or more. Very likely. We definitely saw that.
Yeah.
Which is always happens is alts usually bleed a lot more. Okay, so yes. Also, Dakota Prairie, thank you so much for your super chat. If you left a message, we would have gladly read it out loud for you, but thank you so much. Jill Carly, hey, and Jan Chakis, I saw you guys in here. Hey guys, love you. Okay, so what's the title of your first Netflix? The first Netflix movie was called Magnetic, and then this next one will be Ignition.
I think it's Ignition.
It is Ignition. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's get into Cardano.
Cardano.
Are we witnessing? So it's been doing pretty good the past week.
It has.
All other coins that have been outperforming the general market in past weeks have been Atom, Luna. Near Protocol is also doing pretty good.
Near is killing it. Yeah. Congrats, guys.
There's been a few outliers, and right now it looks like Cardano is that. I think this might be in anticipation for the release of Sunday Swap. It is the beta version, but it's going live on Thursday this week. So I believe that's the 20th. So yeah, a lot of people are bullish on Cardano. And so maybe this is a buy the rumor, sell the news situation. And maybe it's not. Maybe it's an indication of Cardano is finally going to be rolling out all of these promises. But I do want to read from Sunday Swap's own blog, their own update, talking about the DEX and
Buckle up, guys.
What's to be expected in this first week of this launch is, here it says, even the most optimistic performance projections show a backlog of orders during the first few weeks of the DEX's operation. The most optimistic performance projections. However, we expect performance to improve as adjustments are made by both the Sunday Swap and Cardano teams. While orders, including swapping, providing liquidity, and withdrawing liquidity, may take hours to days to process at first. Again, that's within the first few weeks. So maybe the first month of this being released, orders could take hours to days to process. That's a hint. I mean, if they're saying that already out the bat, get ready for some waiting times on Cardano. There's all this hype about Cardano being super fast and cheap and Ethereum killer.
Let's see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Yeah. But also, we had a comment from one of our CT Club members, John Smith. I hope you don't mind. I just said your name. Jeez, reading your comment.
I'm not supposed to do that.
But no, he made some good points. He said that basically the way that they're rolling this out is you have to include the entire smart contract in the transaction. So you can do at most about 8 smart contracts per block. The end result is virtually every block will be full. And I think that's what they're referring to by saying it's going to be pretty slow. But as they see what's happening, they're going to be adjusting.
So the positive thing here is we get to see how Cardano is tested.
Exactly.
Finally. Freaking finally, man. Like, we saw the Solana get tested at 400,000 transactions a second, and then it shut down for 16 hours.
Yeah. So, Ethereum's tested all the time with all these super high transaction fees.
15 transactions a second on that one.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I really hope that they do succeed because I don't wish anything bad on any network. I think, hey, that's awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
If it can fill the void of what, cheap transaction, it could be fun and stuff. Like, hey, I'm all for Cardano.
As the end user, we are fully beneficial of whatever succeeds. So yeah, definitely all for it.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you think? Do you think this is a pump and dump? Not a pump and dump. A buy the rumor, sell the news of Cardano?
I have no idea, but if I did have any, well, our CT Club members know what I did. If you see it pump a lot, maybe it's a good time to take, for me, maybe a good time to take a little bit off, maybe wait for a dip and go back up again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. You know, I mean, I hope it does well. You know, I mean, you can look at how slow, like for instance, if you sold Solana at the beginning when it first came out on like Radium and stuff, and you know, if you sold, you'd be kicking yourself right now. You know what I mean? So give it a chance. That's what I would say. And if you need some money, like, hey, that might be a good time to take some profit.
Yeah.
Not financial advice at all. I'm just saying that's probably what I would do.
We had a question from Dakota Prairie. Thank you for your question. Are we headed for lower Bitcoin prices this week?
If I knew that, I would be so wealthy. It would be ridiculous. So I would expect for me, just from what I see happening in the market, keep in mind, this is a low trading volume day because I think it's like Martin Luther King Day, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but crypto is 24/7.
I know that, but you know the market is the U.S. S&P or whatever. So you know that.
Like until Asia wakes up.
Yeah. So they're sleeping right now.
Yeah.
But wait till the market's open, the stock market's open, and maybe that'll give it a push or whatever. So we'll see. I do expect to see it down to 40,000 again. I wouldn't be surprised, and that'd be great. It'd be great buying opportunity. You know, like how can you possibly be bearish here? Like I look at the fear and greed index. I'm like, why? Why are people so bearish?
Because you've been a contrarian for so long. You can't relate to people who don't know any better.
Yeah, but like people like make fun of me like when I was buying at $700 Bitcoin, $1,000 Bitcoin. You'd give me crap at $31,000 Bitcoin, and I'm just like, guys, you're missing the big picture. Like this is a long-term thing. This isn't a get-rich-quick thing. Yeah, if you want to get rich quick, maybe go, search some of these low-cap alts that we were getting into. You don't need a lot of money to get to make it very big in those. But we're talking Bitcoin, which is the safest asset in the history of the world, in my opinion. So,
Mehdi, thank you so much for your super chat.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Let's see. Where was I reading? Oh, Mark Dalton said, I held 25% of my Cardano, sold 75% at $3.
Nice.
Great job. I am a wait and see on the other 20% I have left.
Perfect.
Solid plan.
Nice. How do you get that background? I don't know. It was a program.
Green screen. And OBS.
Yeah.
Here, can you please give your point of view on Richard Hart and his projects? You like them on red flags. Thank you. Oh, or red flags. Chaos. We actually talked about this in the last live stream. If you want to check that out, it was probably towards like the middle end of the last live stream. Toby did a thing on his thoughts on Richard Hart.
Yeah, a lot of people don't agree with me on Richard Hart, and that's fine. You know what? I have very different views from a lot of people on some aspects of this space. Hey, one of them was Ether at 70 cents. Most people thought I was an idiot for putting a little portion of that of my Bitcoin into that. So with Richard, completely different than ETH. Obviously, I do think he owns like probably 90 to 95% of coins out there. Maybe 90%. I think...
But he's never admitted that, right?
No, never admitted that. This is just what my theory is. Okay. And that he will keep it pumped as much as he can. I do know he owns a lot of ETH, and you know he's got essentially God complex, which is fine, you know, because he's prideful and he wants to make sure that it is a solid, has a solid price, and so he's going to do whatever it takes for that, and that's why we got into Pulse. We didn't put much in there, but you don't need much if it pulls a hex or whatever, you know what I mean? So that's just what I've done. Didn't put much in. It was like a couple days wage or whatever, and that's it. So yeah, I'm fine with that. It's totally fine. And Richard Hart on another end,
like on a personal note, I think he's a really cool guy.
He's actually a really cool guy.
Yeah.
So people
I can't say anything bad about him.
People might not agree with me on that because that's all they've seen on online. But like I've talked to him completely off, and we didn't talk anything about Hex. We talked about second citizenships, how to get be a tax-free life. And he was very curious, very inquisitive. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Nick had a good question. Maybe this will be the last one for the live stream. Maybe not. Toby's always got a couple more in his sleeve. Nick says, so an end of the 4-year cycle would be more bullish or more bearish versus keeping the cycle? I don't think it's like the end. What does that mean? I think the cycles are just shorter, right? And less volatile.
Well, I mean, it's just like... I think it's good to see, like, for what I would like to see. Just personally, I would love to see it. We have a blow off top.
Yeah, me too.
And then
those are so fun.
Take some profit, let it go all the way down while we're earning on like BlockFi or something else on stable coin things. While we're holding under our Bitcoin and Ethereum, who cares? And that's fine, and let it just go down, 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 down. And when you think that it's really plummeting a lot, start dollar cost averaging again. And that's what we did the last one. So that was amazing. That I do love it during a bear market. First off, not everybody, there's no hype. There's not a lot of hype with people, and you get the true. Like, for instance, like you get true OGs, the people that stick with this. A lot of the YouTubers out there right now, they're new and they're going to go away.
They've been cruising on the easy times of crypto.
Oh, yeah, man.
Let's be real. So easy to get followers and subs and likes and views.
But that's fine. let them have their fun, But, I mean, it's the people that have stuck with it during a bear market, and that's when you, like, start building and you get stuff done and you start buying some really cheap coins, like super cheap. I remember, like, Cardano. Oh, my gosh. I remember, like, we had that dinner one time in Florida, and we're talking to some friends, and they're like, "Yeah, Cardano's at 4 cents," and we're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna load up at 4 cents." It was so good, and this is during a bear market, and bear markets are wonderful because like the companies that are, or the companies that are living through a bear market and making it still have liquidity are gonna do fine. That's definitely. Toby, we need an inflation rant. We need a Federal Reserve rate hike rant. Well, as you know, that for my opinion on the Federal Reserve raising interest rates, they are never going to raise interest rates in any meaningful way for the rest of your lives, for the rest of your kids' life, and for the rest of their grandchildren's lives. Never again. So yeah, they're never going to want to strengthen.
But here's a conspiracy theory.
Oh boy!
If they wanted to crash the dollar,
are we allowed to say that on YouTube?
Oh, bleep 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 bleep. bleep.
Go for it.
If they wanted to crash the dollar, wouldn't they just raise interest rates? Because that's always the thing. It's like they would never significantly increase interest rates without crashing the dollar. So then they could usher in the central bank digital currency.
Well.
Does that connect or no? I don't know. What do I not know?
What they're going to do is, before it absolutely collapses, in my opinion, I think what they're going to do is they're going to come out with their CBDC, or a central bank digital currency that's going to be linked to your bioidentity. And fun times ahead. So that's when the two worlds split. You're pretty much getting rid of traditional fiat paper, and you're going to have a electronic currency that is going to be linked to your like how good of a citizen you've been. So it's going to be really interesting, and that's why Bitcoin is so important, because it actually gives you an opt out with this central bank lunacy. That's my rant. Pretty much.
Rant, Josh.
Sergio,
I think he can do better, but
never fight the wave. Always go with the waves. I guess Toby may agree with this. Applies for both C and crypto. Absolutely, man. Yep. I think big wave surfing has definitely given me a good perspective on life. We can take similar circumstances in big wave surfing and apply it to finance, to apply it to different aspects of life, and it's really helped me kind of understand like where I am, like pretty much my purpose here in life.
Which is so much better than the usual thing you hear about people when they talk about surfing, and it's like, oh, I feel one with nature. Like, it's great. Obviously you feel, good to be in the ocean and feel the rhythm But like to take that and really think deeper on it and build on your experiences, I think it's a lot better.
Crypto Surfer says he's a big fan of Pirate Chain. Potentially, I don't know much about Pirate Chain. I haven't studied it too much. I do know about Monero. But
hey, Archer Bullseye, that might be a new request for a deep dive.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, especially Jeff Berwick is definitely big on Pirate Chain. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have enough information to talk about it.
We haven't bought any yet.
No, I have not bought any of it. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining us with our live stream. If you like this, please like, subscribe, and also check us out on our CT Club. The link is below if you want to see our trade alerts, our portfolio updates, and also like our market updates. Like I did a market update today, and kind of explaining what I think is happening in the market. I've been in this space for a very long time, and I think I have a good grasp of what is actually happening. Sometimes I'm wrong. Everybody's wrong once in a while, guys. But overall, I think I've done a pretty good job of navigation. So anyways, thank you guys.
Yeah, and also check out our Discord channel. If you're in the CT Club, connect your Discord to your Patreon membership, and then go to Discord and find the Crypto Tips server. There's also a public link for those who aren't in the CT Club. You can still take part in it. And I think it's really important to build a community for anyone here who's new to crypto, or you feel lonely, don't have people to talk to. I think it's a really solid community that we're building there. And I'm really proud of all of our moderators who are there. Twin Wolf, Archer, there's a bunch of them out there. So thank you to everyone who's contributing to our Discord. And we'll see you there. So
Archer is already on it. Thanks, Archer.
Awesome, thanks.
And then, guys, good to see you guys.
Love you.
Yeah.
Bye
guys.
You gotta hit end too. That was really good.